Assalamu alaikum, family, or good morning. This is Ryan X coming to you live. Hope that this is the beginning of the days for most of you. So, hope that you're having a good morning thus far. Today is Wednesday. We know it is Hump Day, middle of the week. So, hope your week has been good thus far. Hope your day, even though it's not even it's not even noon yet. Hope your day is starting out fine and well. The likelihood that you're having one of those days, one of those weeks. We all know that in this life, a little rain must fall. But always remember this: tough times don't last. Tough people do. Keep your hope, trust, and faith in Allah God, and He will see you through. I could definitely bear witness to that. I'm getting kind of an early start. Just got off work, maybe. Just got home from work about a little over an hour ago. New gig I have. So got an earlier start than I normally do. Normally I start like late afternoon, but I felt the need to start my videos a little early today. So thank y'all, for tuning in. So the topic for this video on Monday, a gunman, a terrorist, opened fire. Well, he went to New York, Manhattan. Thought he was going to the NFL office. There he was armed with a high power rifle, and he was in this office in Midtown Manhattan, skyscraper there. This building houses the NFL offices. NFL headquarters is in this building. So he thought he was going there. Well, he murdered four people. A New York City police officer, um, whose name was, look for his name here. Don't know how to pronounce his first name. Diderol. Diderol. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. New NYPD officer Diderol Islam from Bangladesh. He had been with the police department, I believe it was 4 years. He was murdered tragically. Um, a security guard, Alan Etienne, who worked for McLean Security Incorporated. He had been working doing security in this building for 6 years. He was murdered. Wesley LaPartner, excuse me, Wesley LaPatner worked for Blackstone, one of the companies and one of the clients that was in this building. She was murdered in this massacre. And lady that worked for Rudin Management, Julia Hyman, was also her life was also taken in this massacre. Those four people. So we have here NYPD officer Diderol Islam, the security guard who worked for McLean Security Incorporated, Alan Etienne, Blackstone employee named Wesley LaPatner, and Rudin Management employee Julia Hyman. Those four people were taken away on Monday by a terrorist. There were also, see here, this is on CBS News. Um, just saw it. So, the building where he did the shooting at was 44-story high rise at 345 Park Avenue, Midtown Manhattan. So those of you who are familiar in New York with New York, that's in the heart of Manhattan. Well, right there in downtown Manhattan. But just sad that these lives were senselessly taken away by a terrorist. Just absolutely horrific. My condolences go out to the families, close friends, employees of these individuals that were murdered. The officer, Officer Islam, my condolences go out to his cohorts in the New York Police Department. You know, I have a feeling about the police, but that's another story for another day. But my condolences on them losing their cohort. The people that were injured in this shooting, that who survived, hope you have a speedy recovery. And my prayers are with y'all and your families, as well as the families of those whose lives were taken away. So come to find out that the shooter, I'll see his name here, Shane D. Tamura, 27 years old, of Las Vegas. He suffered head trauma playing high school football, and he blamed the NFL for it. So he had wrote a note with questions, about what the NFL plan to do about head trauma, about uh, traumatic head injuries. This has been going on for years now because before, for years, the NFL didn't. It was like taboo. They didn't want to mention it. They pretend like it didn't exist until it did exist. They had instances of former players taking their lives, harming themselves. And when the autopsy came back, when they did a examine their brains, when the loved ones allowed their brains to be examined, they found out that it was from CTE, that these former NFL players were suffering. They had a brain of an elderly person that was gravely ill. That's what their brains were. They had no idea what they were doing. They were harming themselves. It was so sad. A movie was done about it back in 2014, 2015. Will Smith, called Concussion. I believe that's the name of the movie, which was based on a true story. Based on a true story. So, you know, um, but for years, the NFL tried to hide this. They did not want it to come out. But like my mother used to always say, what's done in the dark will come to the light. And it came to the light about these head injuries. Now, the NFL, they had to restructure their helmets, put extra padding, even though we know football is a violent sport, because if you go on full speed colliding, you're going to suffer a head injury, a concussion. No matter how much you restructure the helmets, the padding, what so have you, you're going to suffer head injuries, neck injuries. It's the nature of the game. I'm sorry, but it is. Before I go any further, hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications whenever I do videos on here. It's just the nature of the game, the nature of the beast. Back in the day, when a player suffered head trauma, they would bring them to the sideline. Hey, you all right? How many fingers am I holding up? All right, get back in the game. Now, you suffer a head injury, you're done. When this came out about these head injuries, the NFL had to change their protocol on how with these players with head injuries. Now you suffer a head injury, you out for the remainder of the game and the next game, if not the next two games, because the NFL You know, they they were getting handed to them about these injuries, and it was from the family members of the players who suffered through this, and rightfully so. I know people say, I've heard it said that football's too violent. They don't want. They should go away from tackling. I love football, and I don't think they should go away from tackling. It's just the nature of the game. It's unfortunate that these players suffered CTE, that they had head and neck injuries. It's very unfortunate, but it's something that they signed up for. I hate to sound cruel, but it's the nature of the beast. These guys played a game that they loved. They paid a price for it, unfortunately. Now, getting back to this terrorist. So he unalives these four people. He got off on the wrong floor. He went to the wrong elevator bank, went to the wrong floor, thought it was the NFL offices, and murdered two people, murdered two women because he thought it was the NFL. But he never made it to the NFL office, which is on the, don't know, I forget what floor it's on. But it's just unfortunate four people had to lose their lives. Bro, you didn't even play college football. You play high school football. You suffered a head injury. Again, I hated that he that happened to him, but he signed up for that. You can't blame the NFL. I mean, you didn't play in the NFL. You play high school football. So how can you blame the NFL? Just don't make sense. But um something needs to be done because we don't have a problem with guns in America. We have a problem with mental illness in America. And this dude was mentally ill. He had issues. He had problems. We have a problem with mental illness in this country, how we treat it, how it goes untreated. We don't have a gun problem. I know there are going to be those who, oh man, you crazy. It's a massacre. This and that. People getting shot left and right. What you mean, no gun problem? As Americans, you have the right to bear arms. It's the Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. You have the right to keep and bear arms, whether it be firearms or a knife, whatever the case may be. You have the right to bear arms. You have the right to defend yourself. You do. Everyone should be afforded the right to defend themselves. That is a natural right by God to defend your life. We only have one life. We only have one life, and we must defend it. The most vile, vicious animal in the animal kingdom has the right to defend itself, and it does. The pig, the most vile and just disgusting animal that I could think of, mammal, the pig, the boar, swine, they have the right to defend themselves and their young. They do. And like I said, they do. So even the vile among us, who we consider the vile among us, has the right to defend themselves. But when you just openly just murder people who had nothing to do with nothing, That's not defending yourself. That's just flat out terrorism. And you don't have a right to terrorize anyone. Again, I'm sorry that this person suffered a head injury from playing football in high school, but you murdered people who had nothing to do with what you were going through. That was cowardly. That's a terror. That's a coward. That is a coward. We have a problem. We have problems in this country, not a gun problem. We have problems with anger and with mental illness. Anger and mental illness. And when those two combine, it's a disaster. That's what we have a problem with in this country. And how conflict resolution, we have to learn it. I've said it on here many times. We have to learn conflict resolution to agree to disagree without being disagreeable. We have to learn it, y'all. It behooves us. But again, my condolences go out to the four lives lost, to their co-workers, their close friends. Just senseless. It's just senseless. And this could have been avoided. The family of this young man did not see that he was troubled, that something wasn't right up here. His friends, other loved ones. I mean, I just don't, call me naive, but I just don't get it. It amazes me how this keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Just sad. And something must be done. Are we going to ban football, outlaw football? No, we're not going to do that. That's not right. That's not the answer. And what's that going to solve? What needs to be done is to find out, get to the root of the problem. This person, something was wrong with them. Get to the root of the problem. Nip it in the bud. There had to have been signs before he went and did this. He lived in Las Vegas. He went to New York to do, man, just crazy. Senseless. Didn't have to happen. But, you know, we just have a problem. The mental illness in this country is just insane. The anger people have in their heart, the hate mixed with mental illness. This young man suffered brain injuries playing high school football. It's just a shame. It's sad that this happened to this young man. It's sad what's happened to these four people, the people that were injured, the people who are traumatized, who had to barricade themselves in their offices because this man was shooting people. Just a sad situation all around. But again, it didn't have to happen. So I don't know. Like I said, mental illness needs to be addressed. Anger management, anger, conflict resolution. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be. We need more professionals helping these people. Family members identifying the problem and getting them the right help, getting them the help they need. But we can only hope and pray that this happens. On that note, I'm gonna hop off of here. Um, I think I made my point known. I know there are going to be many who disagree with me about the gun thing. That's fine and dandy. We all have a right to our opinion. However, we have to agree to disagree without being disagreeable. In our disagreements, let's use logic, common sense, facts, and respect, not emotion and disrespect. That'll get you nowhere. So please, let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. We all have a right to our opinion. And, let's talk about it. Drop the comments below. Let me know what you think. Share this video. Share it, share it, share it. Let's have the conversation because this didn't have to happen. It's just so, it's just downright, it's just sad, man. Just sad. 4 people lost their lives who didn't have nothing to do with anything. Just sad. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit that subscribe button so you get notifications when I do videos on here. Share this video, share it, share it, share it. Let's flood the algorithm with it, and let's have the conversation because it's long overdue. And the conversation I'm talking about is how to address mental illness, anger, and conflict resolution. We have to. So share this video, support my projects on my YouTube videos here and my projects in the future. Be greatly appreciated. I cannot do these without y'all love and support. So please, please, please continue to support your brother. Be greatly appreciated. I love y'all, brothers as well as sisters. We see from this story, you're not safe at work. You're not safe at home. So with that being said, please beware and be aware. Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy now more than ever before. This demon is working, this wicked being is working quadruple overtime every day to try to kill and destroy us. So we have to we have to amp up our efforts, beware and be aware. Not just for yourself, but for your loved ones, your community. Beware and be aware. Whether you're going to work, coming home from work, the children are still out of school in many parts of the country, on vacation, running errands, at home, whatever the case may be, beware and be aware. We have to do that. It behooves us to. I love y'all. I'm going to hop off of here. I will talk to y'all sooner than later. Inshallah, have a blessed rest of your day. I'm out. Assalamu alaikum.